This video is part of the Parliamentary Procedure Series. It's been organized to explain the 7 steps to handling a motion. Main motions are motions that bring business before the Assembly for consideration and are made while no other motion is pending. They require a vote of the Assembly and will yield to any privileged, subsidiary, and incidental motions if they are made. The first step is the member must be recognized by the chair. In order to keep the meeting running efficiently, only one person can have the floor and speak at a time. In order to do so, the chair must recognize the member who has the floor, which signifies that they have the right to speak at that time. If you want to have the floor, you can signal your intent to speak using any acceptable protocol as determined by your chapter, such as raising your hand or standing up and saying, "Brother President." Until you are fully recognized by the chair of the meeting, you should not begin making your motion. Once you have been recognized by the chair, you are able to make a motion. The correct procedure for making a motion is to say, "I move that," or "I move to." Saying, "I motion" is incorrect. Anything more than one simple sentence should be in writing and must be read verbatim. After you've written it down, you should give it to both the secretary and chair of the meeting so they can write it verbatim into the meeting minutes and read it out loud verbatim to the Assembly. At this time, there should be no explanations or side notes, only stating the motion. There will be an opportunity to explain the motion later. After the motion has been made, it needs to be seconded by another member of the chapter. To second a motion, you do not need to be recognized by the chair. You simply need to state your second loud enough for the chair to hear you. The secretary does need to know who seconded the motion, so be sure to clearly stand and state your name or somehow indicate who is seconding the motion. Note that a second does not necessarily mean you approve or disapprove of the motion, only that it is worthy of consideration and are willing to hear discussion. At this point, the chair of the meeting will restate the motion exactly as made. Minor wording changes may be offered as long as they do not change the meaning of the motion, but they have to be proposed to the person who made the motion, known as the maker, and the maker must accept them. Until the motion has been restated to the satisfaction of the maker, the motion remains their property. Once it has been acceptably restated, the motion is the property of the Assembly, and wording changes cannot be made. Now that it has been restated, the floor is open for debate. The first opportunity to debate is always offered to the maker to explain the reason behind making the motion. The chair should ask the maker if they would like the first pro, and the maker will accept, decline, or pass the pro on to another member. If the maker declines or after they state their case, the next opportunity to debate will go to a member opposed to the motion. You should alternate between pros and cons until every member who wishes to speak has done so. Each member should have an equal opportunity to speak, and the debate must be germane, meaning it is relevant to the issue. If a member begins talking not about the issue, the chair should call them out of order, and they must either make their point or sit down. Once all discussion has been voiced, the chair will call for a vote. The chair must state how the vote will occur. This can be by raise of hand, secret ballot, or saying aye or nay. Without bias or any show of preference, the chair will call for both positive, negative, and abstain votes, even if yes is the obvious result. If the results are unclear, you can call for a countable indication. After the vote is taken, the chair will state the results and disposition. If it was a verbal vote, the chair will either say, "The ayes have it and the motion is carried," or "The noes have it and the motion is lost." If the vote was counted, such as by a secret ballot, the chair will say there are X in favor and X opposed. The motion is adopted or defeated. If the motion is adopted, the presiding officer will announce the course of action to implement it in enough detail to assure it is carried out. For additional information, please visit the website or contact your chapter educational resource coordinator at the Heritage Center. For assistance in determining the coordinator for your region, please visit www.aksci.org/staff. Thank you for listening to this program.